Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening and welcome to the Lions Fan Cave Chat. We are going to go over what I talked about for the Newsweek recap this morning from April 13th through April 17th. And I got my boy Chicken Nugget King in the house, 313. So Chicken Nugget, drop that knowledge about what happened today in sports history.
In today's sports history of the NFL draft, knowing that it's right around the corner, in 1999 of April 17th, the Saints traded their first round pick and their third round picks, which means they emptied the clip to go out there and get Ricky Williams in that year of the NFL draft in 1999. To many of the, commentators out there, which is the spectators in the comment section, this is what you call trying to break the bank. And JB, you know what I mean by that. When you empty the clip and break the bank, that could definitely hurt your future for your team and even general manager. So it's very, very spooky, to say the least.
All right, we have the one, the only Nick Burton joining us. What's up, Nick?
Not much.
So
What's up, Nick?
I don't know if you watched the whole show, but we're going to go over those same exact subjects tonight because there hasn't been a lot of news to break, and I want to get your guys' opinion while talking about it. Hey, look at that. Michael Edwards goes, "What's up, Nick?"
Hey, what's up? What's up, Mike?
So let me get up here to the top one. The top one is the Reuben Baines Jr. story shakes draft boards. Our top story, the Lions front office confirmed they've been aware for a while of the report involving Miami defensive end Reuben Baines Jr. and his connection to a fatal 2024 car accident. GM Brad Holmes addressed it directly, saying the organization has been fully informed and is factoring it into their evaluations. This doesn't necessarily take Bain off of Detroit's board, but it absolutely changes the conversation around character evaluations and risk tolerance heading into the draft. And I'm not saying we're not going to draft him if he falls to 17. As a matter of fact, if he falls to 17 and we don't draft him, I might be pissed off. Does anybody disagree with that statement?
Hold on.
I think Bain's talent is, second to none, and he's definitely worth it at 17 if he's there. If he's not, you pass up on him. That could hurt. So I definitely agree with that assessment. And, guys like that, with off the field issues can definitely be, a pain in the, for you to get selected and for you to get looked at by other teams, because they're definitely going to do a background check on your character and see what happens off the field and even on the field, how you can, read and react certain things. And, I didn't know all about this situation at all, but now that I know of this situation, it's, pretty knee deep. And the Lions, to me, aren't the only team that hasn't, known about this story. Everybody around the league has known about this story. So it's gonna really change the narrative at this point. It's gonna, thread the needle a little bit.
All right, Nick, what's your thoughts?
That Freddie, whatever his name is, I can't remember.
Reuben Bain.
Oh, okay.
The stuff about what happened back in 2024 with his DUI in a fatal car crash. He didn't walk away from it. like a lot, like we heard about what happened with Jalen Carter or something like that. So I think that says that his character might be. It might have been more about decision making than character. Myself, that might be what they're questioning. Would you agree with that, Chicken Nugget?
Hmm.
Hey, 110% agree with that. Absolutely.
So Michael Edwards said, "I would absolutely grab him quicker than a 7 to 10 blonde at last call." In other words, you'd be turning in that draft card as fast as they did for Aiden Hutchinson. That's what he's saying.
Hey, JB, mind if I throw this in there?
Go ahead.
Didn't they say they were going to take a pick away from us if we turned in the card pretty quick again?
Yeah. We all make mistakes, and character people learn. He has proven himself on the field. Grab him, yes. I agree. Like I said, if he's at 17 and we pass on him, I'm more upset then. Nick lives in Missouri, and he's dealing with thunderstorms tonight, so he may not be able to stay on. I do know that for a fact.
Yeah, prayers out to Missouri with that one. And Nick, make sure watch your head top because it's crazy how the weather is going out here nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's been crazy around here. Every night's been thunderstorms.
Right. The other night we had a thunderstorm around like 12 at midnight, right after the Tigers game.
Mm-hmm. That long ass rain delayed Tigers game.
Yeah, back to back, straight up, just randomly.
Oh, go Pack, go, Vinny! How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Pack? Go Pack all day. Let me just tell you this. I'm jealous of your Packers. Okay, stop trying to be better than us.
There he is. He back. That rain messing with you there, Nick?
No, it was sounding like a robot on my end, so we started back on.
Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes when there's water in the lines like that, because I used to deal in internet repair, it sometimes messes with the strength of signal, and you'll get that, and that's what it'll do.
Okay. It hasn't started yet. It could happen any minute now, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Without the first round pick and picking at 52, I'm wondering if the Packers find a way to move up in this draft. But yeah, I agree. You guys did in on a couple of holes that you needed. I mean, you needed that corner you picked up. You needed the safety you picked up. I think you even picked up a linebacker. I can't remember if you picked up an offensive lineman or not. But I think at 52, you might be going into that second tier of offensive linemen because there's a couple of your guys, they're just not it.
Yeah, I need to look into that because yeah, we have 9 picks in this draft, but I definitely need to look into some of the moves that the Packers made because, that's a team that can go out and make some splashes and then not so splashes. So, I mean, who knows what they got at their needs, but I definitely need to look into that.
Even though he led the team in drops last year, the production of Romeo Doubs, you better hope that Marcus Golden finds the end zone before the playoffs or you guys might not make the playoffs. Because last year he did not have a single regular season touchdown.
And did he have problems with dropping the ball too? Yeah. Golden?
Not as bad. No, he didn't drop it a lot. He just wasn't targeted a lot. He had a few drops, but he with such low targets, it was kind of strange. That's all. As far as the Lions, I think we're going edge and tackle. No matter which way we go, whether it's first round and second, whichever one we get in the first, we'll take the other one.
I mean, either way,
like I said, he only had a couple of drops. That's what I'm saying. But Wicks and Dobbs, they were the leaders.
Yeah, but either way, at 17, we win at that pick. To me, I think it's a win at that pick, no matter who we select. But I'm hoping that we can have a solid, all-out, 9-pick type of draft. There's going to be some trades, but At 17, I expect work at O-line or D-line.
My answer to this, yes, Dobbs had the most targets. Now those targets will go to Watson, Golden, and Reed, but that is because Golden wasn't used for, I think, about five games. Watson missed a few, and I know Reed missed a few because he got injured mid-season. So that attributed to why Dobbs was targeted so much and utilized so much. They had to, because if they didn't, who else? It
And
was
I
him
think
there for like 2 games at least.
And I think Dobbs was trusted with the most clutch catches, to my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Jordan Love wanted to get him the ball more and distribute it, over the top or, off a post or whatever. That's what I think that was too. Very trustworthy. Very trustworthy if you need, clutch catches down the stretch.
Yeah, so let's get into the second subject. Yeah, they did lose their top 4 interception stat players, Brisker, Nashawn Wright, and a couple others. I do love the fact that they brought in Kobe Bryant to shore that up where Brisker was lost. Yeah, I know, because what goes away when Kyler Murray's at QB is over the middle deep, or over the middle short, excuse me, those slant routes, because he struggles with seeing over the line. Do you agree with that, Chicken Nugget?
Absolutely. He's not a guy that can, throw at the slant, because if he throws at the slant, it's going to be trouble. So, yeah, Kyler Murray going there, he's not going to overnight change anything for the Minnesota Vikings. And he's definitely not going to be a challenge in this division. I think we're just going to take him down, just give him, hell and, cause havoc as a defense and our stance as a team. So we'll see how this goes because we're, accepting the challenge and I'm ready for it. Oh, we have a better chance. Absolutely. Go Pack, go all day. We absolutely have the doggish chance to do it. Like,
yeah, that's the thing is the Bears go from a last place schedule to a first place schedule. And I've been saying this, and I'm not saying it's going to make or break their season, but they did go 3-0 against the last place teams that they faced outside of the divisional, the regular scheduled opponents we had. We went 0-3 versus the first place teams we had. And it was a huge disparity for us because we beat the Bears both times we played them. Yes, they do. We're all out for their blood.
mm-hmm.
You know what this is for the NFC North? I'm gonna put it up here. And I'm gonna shout it from the rooftops. Fuck the Bears.
Hey, he said it for me. Hey, look, you know what? The way we spanked them this past season by sweeping them just made me feel like we need to clean sweep them again, over and over and over again.
Hey, guess what? The next time Ben Johnson beats Dan Campbell and the Lions, it'll be the first time.
Oh, that don't ever happen.
But think about it. That's a factual statement.
Absolutely. Definitely it is. I won't even go against that. That's definitely a good statement on it because Ben Johnson did take the Bears to the playoffs, and I'll give him credit on that. And I hate to say it, but at the same time, when you go from a worse schedule to a first schedule, everybody's got all eyes on you for sure. It's all eyes on you. It's a lot of competition coming for you, and it's in our division and even out of our division. So trust me, they got a bullseye on their back, and they better watch out.
The next time Ben beats DC is after the Lions win Super Bowl 61. Bet. I love it. Love the energy.
You know what? That's a good call. Now, I you know what? That is a hell of a call, JB. A hell of a call. We win Super Bowl 61, then Ben Johnson get his finally win against us.
Right. All right. Go on to our second one. We all heard the story. We've all seen the posts across Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Woodward Sports. Everybody's talked about it. Freddie McGee III, 2025 Defensive Player of the Year in the AFL with 14 interceptions and 25 pass breakups, a 5'9", 180-pound, quick, speedy, and shifty cornerback. He's an inch taller than Amik Robinson was and 10 pounds heavier. And he has serious ups. He graduated from West Canton High School, the same high school that Trevor Nowaski graduated from. He went to Eastern Michigan University, which is a Division I middle tier school. Yes. 6 days. Freddie, my new favorite player in any sport. Seriously, love that grit and desire. And he literally specifically called out the grit. He goes, I have no agent. I was an undrafted NFL rookie. I went to the AFL. I developed. He's 26 years old, getting ready to turn 27. So he's in his prime.
Hold on, my mom needs me. I'll be back.
Okay. While he does that, I'm going to mute him. That way we don't hear the stuff in the background because it might be something personal. I don't like to get into that. Hopefully Goodsey doesn't give me a heart attack by picking an O-lineman as the Packers first pick in the second round. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he does, though, because there's going to be some good people at 52 on the O-line.
Yeah. I think there's going to... Go ahead.
Yep. Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's going to be an excellent selection of, well, quite a few players that are definitely at O-line to look at 52 for the Packers. So whoever they get at 52, please don't let it be a guy that I want, because I didn't see teams get, you know what? Put it as a prime example. Remember that year when I wanted Will Anderson Jr. on the Lions, JB?
Yep. Yes.
And guess who broke my heart that day?
The Texans.
Yeah, they broke my heart and they took the guy I wanted. But just know, Packers, don't do it. Do not press that red button on whoever I want. Whether if it's Monroe Freeling, I think he might not fall to 52. It could be possible.
I don't see that. I think we'll be lucky if Monroe Freeling hits 17. That's just my guess. I think Francis Mauagawa, Spencer Fanu, and Monroe Freeling are the first 3 tackles off the board.
Going either top 5 or top 3, maybe even top 10.
I say in the top 15. I have them all in the top 15 because I think only Mauagawa has a chance at the top 5 myself. I think Fanu's more of a 6 to 11 range guy, and Freeling is in that 8 to 15.
Yeah, I would like that too. Definitely. I like that too, because I like their chances at going at either top 15, top 10, top 3, top 5. But Muaga's definitely a stud. That's a hell of a player. But we're on the subject of Freddie.
Right. I'll get back to the Freddie thing. Mauagawa is a pure right tackle. Monroe Freeling is a left tackle. Fanu's a left tackle. Lomo's a right tackle. Proctor's a right tackle. Ahinakor is a right tackle. Do you see where I'm going here? As you go down that list, then you get to Blake Miller, I think it is, out of Clemson, right?
Yeah, Blake Miller. Yep.
He's the next left tackle. You know, there's Drew Shelton's the other pure left tackle that are in that day 1, day 2 range. There's not very many good left tackles in this draft. There's better right tackles in day 1 and day 2, in my opinion.
To not take any aim at, because the right tackles are doing fantastic rather than the left tackles.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Trey Zune has actually moved up into day 2 now for a draft pick, which means
what?
Yeah, the guy I called the Swiss Army knife of the offensive line this draft. He played left tackle his freshman year, left guard due to an injury to their left guard in the spring game, who missed the entire season. He played left guard his second year. There was a injury to the right guard in the spring game the next year, so he moved to right guard. And then this past year, the injury was to their starting center from the year before that would have been a senior this year.
Mhm.
And Trey Zune played center and was one of the guys in line for the Remington Award that was won by Logan Jones. So he has actually moved up big. And I think whoever gets him is getting a stud, whether he's picked between 88. He's been ranged on the different draft boards between 88 and 188, which is a 100 pick swing. That's 3
Mhm.
rounds.
Yeah, that's a solid third round pick.
So third, fourth, or fifth round, he could go. And we have 2 fourths and 2 fifths. If he
Mhm.
doesn't go in the third round, I would not be shocked because of the versatility, a former team captain, everything Brad Holmes looks for on the offensive line, if we didn't go Trey Zune.
I wouldn't mind that. Trey Zune would definitely fit. Would not mind it. With that offensive line, I think he could definitely come in as a rotation, offensive line wise.
And Michael Denton Edwards has been right here with me, and he goes, "You've been talking up Zune since December." I started writing draft profiles in December because we were out of the playoffs. I as soon as we lost the Rams game, I started doing mock drafts every day. Do you know what? Do you know what the number of mock draft is when I do my solo mock draft later, Chicken Nugget? Do you know what number it is?
Hey, give me a number.
91.
Ooh. I mean, is that the same number as Robert Porcher?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I like it.
The best 91 I've seen play. And now Nick is back, so let's unmute him. How you doing, Nick?
Good.
So back to
Just
Freddie
needed
McGee.
help my mom move a chair.
Okay, that's fine. Back to Freddie McGee from 91 mocks from the Mock Daddy. Love it. Oh, so Freddie McGee III. We know that they really can't do anything till after the draft because the undrafted free agent rookie invites happened during rookie minicamp. And that's not saying they're giving him a contract. I think that's giving him a shot. I think they should. What do you think?
Hey, you know what? Give him a shot. If he's shooting his shot at Dan Campbell and talking about grit and resilience and the desire and the will to play and have a streaky mean streak out there on the field in the AFL and becoming a defensive player of the year in that type of league, then you definitely could have a shot in the NFL. And he's only 26 years old in his prime, JB. I mean, this kid could definitely give it a go, and he's from Canton, Michigan. For those that don't know, he's from Canton, Michigan. And JB said all the other things that I wanted to say with that one. But if you look at this kid, he definitely got the makings to make it on the secondary. That he can make a play and he can make a great impression on the coaches. All he has to do is put in the hard work and just watch the film and see what he can do out there and contribute, and he can bring it.
I agree 100%.
Okay. Good stuff, guys. For the cost of a cheeseburger Happy Meal, you give Freddie a shot. If he pans out, he is worth a 20-piece nugget box and more. Let's fucking go. Love it.
Hey,
Love
you
it,
know
Michael
what?
Edwards.
You know what? That's fucking right. That's fucking right.
And then the next one has to do about the community effort by the Detroit Lions. At 9 a.m., teams across Michigan, whether cheer or football, had to have their coach or their AD submit their submission to be a part of the 2026 Touchdown in Your Town program. And that's supporting high school football and cheer programs across Michigan. 10 programs will receive equipment, technology, apparel, and grants. What a wonderful thing that the Hamp and the Lions are doing. Go ahead, Chicken Nugget.
Yes, it is a wonderful thing that, Sheila Hampford and the Detroit Lions franchise, is going out there and looking out for the community and providing for the youth and showing them that, hey, that not only we're a, program that establishes great football on the field, but we're establishing great football off the field and putting all these great programs together for schools and kids that want knowledge and want to, have great, time out there on the, out in the spectrum, and they want to know other things. They want to, get into activities and stuff like that to make more positive energy, glow around the world and even back. So, it's a good look. I love it. What do you think, JB?
The thing that I love about it is that they didn't say just around Metro Detroit, because that's what it used to be. It used to be 3 programs across Metro Detroit they do that for. It was 3 schools, 3 cheer programs. Now they're doing it statewide. I think that is what they're doing to grow our brand, to make the next generation of lifetime Lions fans. Nick, what's your thought?
I agree with you 100%.
Love that the Lions are supporting the kids. That is classy. After the negative vibes regarding Frank's bonus, and at the end of the day, doing what is right, and business is just business. 100%. And for those of you that do not understand the CBA and what happens when a player retires that has a big bonus, his remaining bonus, if he doesn't either pay it back or sign a contract to be a spokesperson or an ambassador of the team, guess what happens? It automatically becomes dead cap. The entire signing bonus for the remainder of the contract. Now we know they're paid the signing bonus up front, which means he already had the money. Does that make sense how I'm wording it, Chicken Nugget?
Absolutely, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the same thing that Megatron was arguing about, and until he saw it in black and white, he did not come back. Sheila Hamp, Rod Wood, and Chris Spielman sat down with him and showed him why they had to ask for it back. And that's when he understood, and that's when he became an ambassador, and he works with the rookie wide receivers now, and he also has his business that has a contract for no THC used CBD pain management. That way they can get the team off of opioids. And I think it's a huge thing that he's doing with that primitive sports. As far as the community stuff, what do you think of it, Nick?
I think the what stuff?
The community focus and what I just said about the Ragnow having to pay back his bonus and why. It's not something they force a player to do. They ask them to do it because they know that they can't force them, but they have to ask him or it becomes automatically dead cap.
I think, yeah, if they do it to other players, he should be treated the same way.
Well, they did it to Calvin Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
a Hall of Famer, who just before he got his Hall of Fame jacket, bridged that gap by coming back to the Lions. And I think that's a big reason why he got his Hall of Fame jacket when he did, because he bridged that gap that he and stopped. Well, as much as I hate to say it, stopped being whiny about his bonus and realized what he had to do to get it.
Don't be greedy.
Let's see what Michael Everett. Alex Anzalone should apologize for being a dunderhead, letting that bleach bleed into his brain when he blasted Lions for doing what they had to do with the Glasgow bonus. Seriously. Yeah. Because right after we cut him, didn't Glasgow retire too?
I believe so. But I think he should have just kept that to himself, man. Don't put the team on blast like that, man. Yeah. To me, that's just my opinion. Just keep that stuff out of the way. I mean, you're on a new team. You're playing for Tampa. That's where you're from. I just think not to stoop that low, man.
Yeehaw. So now it's about the draft buzz because that's what draft week is officially here. We are 6 days away from the first pick in the draft.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
So
Me neither.
Tim 20 man dropped the bomb because I knew that they were probably looking at QB because we only got 2 on the roster with Teddy Bridgewater and Jared Goff. And I saw this coming is what I'm getting at. They have highlighted 5 wide receivers and 5 QBs that could fit the Detroit system this year. One of them, my super sleeper, the guy I love to pick last in the draft when I pick every time. You know who I'm talking about there, don't you, Chicken Nugget?
Oh, I know who you talking about. I know where
Jack
you going.
Strand.
Yep.
I mean, 6'5", so he's an inch taller than Goff. 242, so he's bigger than Goff. Not just taller, he's physically bigger.
Mhm.
He has the arm elasticity of like Matt Stafford. Where he could throw from different arm angles.
What about the intangibles?
And he has the intangibles. He knows he doesn't just do 1 or 2 reads. He has made his 3rd, 4th, and 5th reads at MSU Moorhead. He also knows how to escape the pocket and has enough athleticism. If the pocket breaks down, he can swing out and get past defenders. I'm not saying he's the fastest guy in the world. He runs about a 4.6, 4.7 40. But at 6'5" and 242 pounds, who wants to tackle him if you weigh less than 220?
Nobody.
Nick, what do you think about that, knowing that Jack Strand is a part of the targeting?
Jack Strand.
I've talked about
Sorry,
it a
I
lot.
was recording something.
Oh,
Sorry, I was recording
yeah.
the draft since I'll be gone. Jack Strand.
The quarterback out of MSU Moorhead I draft all the time at the end of the draft.
Oh, that guy.
7th round.
I had to think about it. Yeah, we will have to see how he does.
When
But I
the
think it's
Lions
a good
draft
pickup.
Jack Strand, Jamie Malloy will become a Lions fan. He has to. With his media presence and his beautiful forehead, he will fall in love with the Moorhead Gray.
Which draft cover would you like to listen to, JB?
Mine. I'm saying, I literally, ask Chicken Nugget, ever since I've had a channel, I do a live draft coverage the entire draft. All
He does.
257 picks.
He does.
The only time I miss is if I have to work and I'm running late, but I have somebody start my show for me every time, don't I, Chicken Nugget?
He does. He always hits it on the head. But Jack Strand playing for this team, I would love it as long as he's getting the mentorship from Jared Goff on how to, play quarterback in the pros and understanding the playbook and the scheme and everything else. That's what I, worry for when it comes to Jack Strand. Other than, MSU Moorhead, I've never heard of the school, and it may surprise you, but that school is just not like on TV as much. You know what I mean, JB? It's not really out there. The school ain't really popular to a few, but we know of the school because of its, being unknown. So with that type of school being unknown, you're going to have a lot of unknown talent come out of there, and they're going to get their shine for sure. So Jack Strand, if you're ever watching this or ever listening to this, you'll get your shine and you'll get your opportunity. And I'm happy that you're targeted by our team.
Please, for the love of God, I've been talking about you since January, Jack Strand. Reach out to smokingjeremyb@gmail.com. I want you on the show if you get drafted by the Lions.
Interviewed. Yes. And you know what? We can set it up to a point where it's a 45-minute interview. And every answer would be just 100% dope. But yeah, let's see what the other targets there were.
I mean, he was out of his 4 years, he was a 3-year starter at MSU Moorhead. He threw for 115 touchdowns and 28 interceptions.
That is a hell of a stat line. And
that is a school record, as well as in his conference, a Division II record for quarterbacks with 3 years of starting.
Hey, JB, speaking of like unknown schools, have you heard of like Weber State?
Yes, I have. The Shockers.
Because is there some Weber State guys that are targeted by our Lions or no?
Yes, there's one. I can't remember his name right now, but there is a guy that I want to talk about. Have you heard of Bernhard, their chicken nugget?
Ooh, that is a very interesting name. I
Well,
mean,
he's an international pathways player from Nigeria that actually joined the NFL International Pathway Players program back in 2024. Last year, he went to the same program that Ahmad Hassanin was a part of in Egypt.
ah,
You know, before he came over to Boise State, Ahmad Hassanin went through the IPP program because he decided he wanted to play football. That means he's never played a snap in a regulation game of football ever.
ooh, so this is brand new to him.
Yes. But he's 6'4.5" tall, 306 pounds with 6% body fat, running a 4.63 40 at over 300 pounds.
Massive,
He
massive.
had a 10-foot 10-inch broad jump. He has a 42-inch vertical leap at 6'4.5" and 306 pounds.
So let me get this straight. He wowed the coaches with that.
He, according to Math Bomb, he scored in the International Pathways Player Combine that they ran. He scored a perfect 10.
Ooh, a perfect 10. That thumbs up. Thumbs up. Love it.
I love it, MDE. If Jack gets drafted by the Lions, I will personally bombard the media department as an agent of KCB Sports Network requesting an interview, and I won't take no for an answer.
That is a hell of a comment. Hell of a comment, Mike.
I'm at the Edge tonight. The grocery store had no more scooter crunches. Oh no, it's a travesty. That's a Pennsylvania thing, Eastern Pennsylvania thing, no less, because he actually does live in Pittsburgh. But
Yeah.
what do you think about what I said about Bernhard?
I'm already liking the name. You are Bernhard. That name is gonna ring a bell in my mind for days, even weeks, maybe even months.
He's projected to be a 5th through 7th round player because of the lack of experience.
Brad Holmes, grab him. You know what to do. Cook it up, Brad.
You know what it is? He's Manu with the athleticism at a better position.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, Manu's an athletic specimen himself because when you're that big and you can play center in basketball, that means he should be able to move better than he does as an offensive lineman. But that being said, we don't have Taylor Decker to work with him anymore. We don't have Glasgow to work with him anymore, which means he's going to have to learn behind Mahogany, Frazier, and Ratledge, 2nd and 3rd year guys.
I know who I would like to see. I know who I would like to see Green Bay's backup be.
Who?
Diego Pavia.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Nick, you know what's crazy about that? I did do a talk on, Diego Pavia on my Instagram. I think Smoking Jeremy B, did you see it?
Yes, I did.
I did. I actually talked about Diego Pavia in my Instagram video. And I said the kid to me has like all the talent in the world to be good. And he has his mind on football, but he has to like stay away from the outside noise like Johnny Manziel and a couple other guys. If he can stay focused on his P's and Q's and the game of football, he'll be just straight. And I like the fact that he has a good, relationship with John Gruden. So if he can stay away from all the outside noise, he can definitely be something in the NFL.
I think Sonny Styles is the most versatile outside linebacker. Him and Avril Reese, both. I think they're both very versatile for an outside linebacker. They both can line up at edge, at defensive end, but they're going to fit more in a 3-4 defense than a 4-3, in my opinion, because of their size, because they'll be limited in a 4-3 defense.
And yeah, I wanted that guy. I wanted Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. I wanted him. But he just might fall to the top 3, top 5 category. He just might.
He goes, it would be cool if Frank would be willing to coach for the Lions, laughing my ass off about Pavia being a Packer backup. That would be funny. In Green Bay, he would feel like he was living in Green Acres is the place for me. I had to go there because I remember that show very much so. Farm living is the life for me.
You know what, JB, since you mentioned that show, I got to start watching that and see if it's on Tubi. I got to.
Oh, it used to be.
But yeah, Diego Pavia, I think there's another place that's good for him too. Not just only Green Bay Packers, but I think he would go to Miami. Not just only for the attraction of the city, but to understand how to be a pro too. You know, with John Eric Sullivan and the head coach that they just brought over, I think they'll be, you know, dead on with him and be honest with him that, look, man, it's not just the attraction. Just come to the facility, work your ass off, and, you know about football more. Get more football knowledge and have football one-on-one. Get well with your teammates and understand what you can do. Because if you keep thinking about the attraction, the outside noise, as we talk about JB every time, then you're going to be, you know, missing out on chances of getting playing time, and you're going to get looked at as a bust. Not saying he's a bust, but you get the point. You just got to come in and stay focused.
So, wide receivers, one of them that I heard about, and I love it because he was fast as hell. He's tall, and I would not mind him being the 6th or 7th receiver, whether it's on the roster or in the practice squad. The kid out of Cincinnati that was fast as hell, Jeff Caldwell. That's one of the 5 wide receivers that we were looking at. The other one is a slash running back, because he started out as a running back, had a hand injury early in his career. And I'm not talking about Adam Randall, even though I think we should be looking at him because he's like a big power back like Montgomery is, but with speed.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how to block out of the backfield. And we don't have that guy right now. We do not have a blocking running back. Jahmyr Gibbs, if he could block for Jared Goff, we probably would have had 6 less sacks and 3 less fumbles last year.
Yeah, and you know, him blocking out the backfield would be very important. It would be a huge boost to the offense to see that out of Jahmyr Gibbs. But, you know, next season, it should be worked on, you know, for Gibbs to do that. But who knows, you know, to teach its own.
Well, the one thing I noticed is that Gibbs looks way more cut this past season than he did his first couple of years. And he was bouncing off more tackles than he used to. I don't know if you noticed that. And I'm not saying he's stiff arming or like bull rushing somebody, but he's bouncing off some of those lunge tackles. And I've talked about this. If you're going to lunge tackle against somebody, the way we were taught is you have to wrap them up. You hit them with your shoulder, not your arms, and you wrap them when you take them down. And there's a lot of these guys that are poorly taught fundamentals of tackling with how they lunge tackle. It's like they push people instead of lunging into them. What happened to the forearm shiver? What happened to taking somebody and clotheslining them? Because clotheslining is still legal technically in the NFL.
It's not chip blocking, you know. Right. It's not like you're going for the legs; you're just going for the body. But you know, it's just a quick, simple 1-2. If you can't understand a quick, simple 1-2 to block, then, you know, how can you get the rock? How can you get more exposure to, you know, getting more touches? You know, it's like a basketball. How can you not alter a shot at blocking shots if you're not going to be able to get a chance to score on the other end? You know what I mean? Like, you got to have more chances to like really score at the other end in order to help out defensively. You know, even though offense is not defense, but you get the whole orderly point.
Because let's face it, if Pacheco could block, Pat Mahomes probably wouldn't have had a busted ankle last year.
Yeah. And he was out with a torn ACL.
Yeah, I know, but remember, he missed a couple of games early due to his ankle.
Yeah, earlier to the season. Yeah.
because of a missed block by Pacheco, and that's why they started out so rough. And then they get halfway through the season, and on that cusp of being able to make the playoffs, and lo and behold, there goes the ACL, there goes the season. But you can't blame the ACL because that was a non-contact injury. I'm not going to blame Pacheco on
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame that, but I was just saying that he did get an ACL, to end his season. He did. Prayers to Patrick Mahomes, even though I'm a Lions fan. But yeah, I just think this year it should be about blocking. Not just off the offensive line should be blocking. The running back should be blocking too, in order for them to get the touches that they need and get some qualified runs.
The great thing about it is, for the first time in 3 seasons, guess who we don't have to play this year?
Oh my God.
We don't have to play the Chiefs
Yeah, we don't have to play them. We don't.
because
And
they
that,
have a third place schedule.
and that's beautiful.
Guess who does have to play them?
Oh.
The Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings have to deal with that. Good luck, JJ McCarthy. You're going to need it. Oh, wait a minute.
Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Kyler Murray. You're going to need it. You're going to have to step on a stepping stool to work under center, Kyler.
Hello, Heather. How are you? So it's that
How you
time of the
doing?
night where we get to do what Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, and all those people do all the time in the NFL on all the different networks they're on. Are you ready, Chicken Nugget?
Oh, yes. I'm gamed, man. Let's go.
All right. The first Chicken Nugget mock draft coming right up.
Yeah. For that, I don't think I sent my mock draft to you in the inbox, didn't I? I didn't.
No.
Okay, so
No. You can
we're
send
just
it to
going to
me
go with
after
it.
the show.
Yeah.
So I use the ESPN big board, just to let you know. And so I set it to fast so they come in hard and hot so we can get through them quick, okay?
Hey, ready
Do
for
you
it.
want to trade up before we go get in? Do you want to trade up, or do you just want to pick where you're at, Chicken Nugget, at 17?
Pick where I'm at 17.
Okay, here we go. Caden Proctor's off the board. So this is where we got to think about what we want to do here. 29 and 40. That's still in the first round, plus a kind of an earlier second round, but we'd have to give up pick 118. Ooh, now this I like. Pick 30 and pick 43. So I haven't accepted or rejected any of these trades yet. I just hit next.
Okay, so if I'm
gonna
going to trade,
let's look who's here first. We got Kenyon Sadiq on the board,
oh, yeah.
Jamad McCoy, Akeem Messidor, and Spencer Fanu are your top 4, with Dylan Thieneman at safety here at 20. And then Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Avion Terrell, Omar Cooper, and Keldrick Fulton. Out of all those, who would you take at 17? Or would you make one of those trade backs?
It would be fine to make the trade back now. Let me take the 30 and 43 with the Miami
30 and 43?
Dolphins. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me take that.
It's your, yep, because you're only giving up the 1 pick and you're getting 2 back. So we will accept that. Now, I am not trading with the Vikings.
No.
I'm not going back there. And I don't think we're taking that, right?
No.
We're not taking any of these. Okay, so we got Chase Bissonitis, we got Caden McDonald, Colton Hood, Caleb Banks. The only I have buyer beware on Caleb Banks, kind of like I do Caleb Downs. And the reason why I say that is because he's coming off a knee injury, injured in college, injured in pros. Anthony Hill Jr., one of the best linebackers this draft. Brandon Sissy out of South Carolina. This is the guy I'd target. We've talked about him. He was the standout, one of the standouts on the offensive line, but he's 6'5" and 7'8" tall at 321 pounds, and his athletic score, max core, was a 9.86.
Let me take
His testing and
Ionicor.
comps. His height
Ionicor.
is
30.
is just a slightly below average, but his weight is average. His hand size is not that big, but his arm length was below average. But half-inch vertical jump and a 9'7" broad jump, which equals, he was very good at the broad jump, very good at the 40, and okay at the vertical. And he had a 1.74 split. Historical comps that was with him was Darnell Wright, Austin Decklis, Roger Rosengarten, Troy Fatanu, and Jamal Brown. All of these guys are former draft picks at best. Because I don't see a good edge up in this group up to that point. And I don't think it's that much of a reach to get the 41st player at 30. Do you?
No, not at all.
It's either that or we go Gabe Akis because he's here right here, because I don't know if he'll make it to that 43rd pick.
Gabe Jackus. Gabe Jackus at edge. Yep.
Okay. Let's see if it. Oh, Hinicore just went off the board. So we have one trade offer, and it's the Rams giving us next year's second, next year's fifth, and pick 61, which is still in the second round.
Stay put.
And we stay put because we still got 52. Okay. So Emmanuel Pregnon is here. The Oregon standout. I think he's rated a little low on this list. Jennings Dunker is there. He actually played tackle. They project him to be a guard. Anthony Hill.
Jennings Dunker.
You like him?
Jennings. Yep.
Okay. I don't think we're making that trade. We're not going unless you want a third round pick.
No.
You don't want to. Okay.
No.
So I'm gonna. We've got a guard who plays tackle. We got an edge. It says we need a defensive tackle. I'm staying away from Caleb Banks like the plague. As you notice, it's pick 50. He hasn't gone off the board yet, which means everybody has that same worry. In the computer mock. Defense. Defensive tackle. Yeah. There's a guy we talked to, Lee Hunter.
Yeah, defensive tackle.
But Keontae Scott, is that? Yeah, he's one of the short guys. Malik Muhammad, there we go.
I like that name, Malik Muhammad. What's up with him?
I like this kid. I don't care about the height. I like the way he played at Texas. I'm just waiting.
I think he did good in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. He was a baller.
There we go.
This past season.
Tall, 182 pounds. And he ran a 4.42. Yes, he was. So
yeah, I
would pass on Keontae Scott and go for the inch taller, better. Yeah.
I would take Malik
now we
Muhammad.
Got to wait till the fourth round, and look how fast it goes. Oh, we did. As soon as you said that, I said, yep, there we go. BJ Payne out of Kansas State, who had a good combine. Jaden Kennedy, who also plays corner. And it's the same for Jacoby Thomas out of there, but you're starting to get further back. Let's go linebacker. Caleb Alonso, and we're in that far back area again. Let's go defensive tackle. There we go. So somebody finally took him. And here's the guys we've talked to Tyler Oneidem. We talked to Dante Corleone, who's one of my personal favorites this draft, the Godfather, who's way down here, which means we could get him later. But we didn't get a safety. I kind of like VJ Payne. 6'3" and 206 with a 974 RAS. That's tempting, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or we
it's
could go look
it's
here.
intriguing to think of.
One Eli Raridan, who had a good draft, a good combine, ran a 4.62. Joe Royer had a decent one. No, did not run anything at the combine, nor did he compete in his pro day. So I'm avoiding him like the plague because he was a fifth-year senior. Michael Trigg out of Baylor, and then it's Josh Cuevas at Alabama. Nah, not feeling it. Tyler Oneidem. Texas A&M.
Yes.
The defensive
Let's go to
tackle.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Texas A&M kid. Take an Aggie.
All right. Here's where we get our corner. This is the corner I love. Look, he fell to us.
Sicario Davis.
7'8" at 195 and fast as heck. The only thing he lost out on in his testing was weight. Because they think he should be a little heavier at that height. But I love this kid. You want him?
Hey, why not? Let's take a shot on Sicario Davis, because actually Sicario Davis is actually on one of my mock drafts, and I actually selected him.
Yeah.
So it was fair enough to get him.
So now's a good time to grab a linebacker, and there he is, Jimmy Rolder out of Michigan.
Gotta go with the Go Blue kid.
6'2.5", 238 pounds. All right. I gotta see something if he's here. Nah, he's gone. I knew he would be, but I had to look. Trey's
You had to look for Jack Strand?
No, I had to look. No, I'm nowhere near looking for him yet. All right. So, back to defense. Logan Fanu out of Utah. Yes. The brother to Spencer at edge. Justin Jefferson, the linebacker out of Alabama. No relation. But he'll probably translate to nickel safety or a viper safety. See his size? 6 foot and 223.
Yeah, that's definitely
in the NFL.
I mean, that's definitely a role that he can definitely fit in at Viper for sure. I mean, if he's available, then we definitely could think of taking him. If he's not, he's there. Hey, let's pull the trigger.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson is here. Okay. There he is. This is the spot where if you don't get him now, you're not going to get him. Dante Corleone, because we're at 205. He's 214. This is what I love about this kid. 6 foot and almost an inch tall, but 340 pounds, and he's a lot of muscle. That, or do we go off script? Because the 5th round is where Brad Holmes loves to do this. You are Bernhard.
You are Bernhard?
6'5", 306 pounds. The guy I told. Yep.
Out of Nigeria?
Do we go off script and take him here? Yep.
Yep. Let's take him here. Yep. Let's take the Nigerian.
All right.
You know, You Are Bernhard is a hell of a name. I got to see you play.
I love it.
I got to see you play, kid.
And here is my favorite linebacker in the draft. Because he was a safety, but he grew into a linebacker, and now he plays what's called the cheetah role at Oklahoma. Kendall Daniels, 6'5", 242-pound wrecking ball of a linebacker with safety skills.
What's the guys that we got at safety? Because we need something at safety for sure.
Lorenzo Styles is here.
Well, that is the brother of Sonny Styles. So, Lorenzo, if you are there, let's pick up the phone and say, do you want to be a Detroit Lion?
Ran
Hey, take
4.27
him.
40. You can't teach speed. Now, the last pick, it's up to you. You want to get a tight end?
Oh, well, tight end. Let's go for it. I'm gonna go for 2 on that one.
We got Dalen Bentley out of Utah, Dan Villari out of Syracuse, who you didn't hear anything from, Lake McCree, who was not used at USC, RJ Maryland out of SMU, Max Breedson out of Michigan, and Jaron Canuck. Let's see if there's anybody here that I recognize. Jake Belling out of Michigan State.
Jake Velling will
Peterson
be.
out of Toledo. You think Jack Belling would be good?
Jake Velling. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Give me good old JV out of Michigan State.
Let's see what they graded your draft at. Anything above a C is good. C plus.
Hey, not bad.
Look at this. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 B grades. And the rest were C minuses, which and 1 C plus.
See, that's a hell of a draft. An impressive draft.
So I'm going to download that, and then I'm going to restart it, and I'll do mine. Now we're going to do the JB draft.
Hey, okay.
Ready for this, guys?
Let's go.
Oh, I don't even think I picked. I got to restart. I didn't even pick the Lions because it says no picks there. Pardon me. I got ahead of myself.
Hey, take your time, man. Take your time. It's draft season, man.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, he wanted you to take Banu.
I know. Miss O'Hannon is proud of your grade. C and K. Yeah, she should be. You know, C and K has to make sure his
Oh,
job
I
is
love
right.
it. Okay. So let's see. Monroe Freeling's here. I'm not taking any trades. Monroe Freeling, you're a Lion. Oh, no trades again. Look who's here. Gabe Akis. That's a win-win. I just won this draft.
Two solid picks to kick it off.
Let's see. All right. We're at 118. Drew Shelton is still here. Wow. Oscar Delp. There's our tight end. I'm going to get him now. All right. VJ Payne or Tacario Davis. I think we have enough depth at safety right now with the signings we made. We brought back Avante Maddox. We signed Chuck Clark. I think we can wait on safety here. I'm going to go Tacario Davis.
Yeah. Solid pickup at DB. Long Beach, California native.
Now, yep, he's already gone, or I'd have grabbed him. I was hoping he made it past the 3rd round. He didn't. I was going to go Zune. All right. Caleb Alarms Orr. Linebacker, 6'2", 234 pounds. But he ran a 40. He did. 4.47. Yeah, speed. Safety. Bishop Fitzgerald. I don't like him that much. I like Lorenzo Styles, but not at 181. Justin
And
Jefferson's right there, 181 again, but I don't need him.
JB, Bishop Fitzgerald never seen the movie Juice. Because he got the I guess he got the nickname from Juice, the movie, where Tupac Shakur was in it. Bishop.
Mm,
Yeah, crazy how you never saw the movie but got the nickname. That's crazy.
right. I don't like any of these. God, can I trade back? um, let me see. Lander Barton. I do like him out of Utah, and I like Aiden Fisher. But Lander Barton has that size you love, 6'5" and 233. Not the fastest guy, but he's more of the computer type of off-ball linebacker that will add depth to that room. He could be the weak linebacker to Jack Campbell.
Yeah, he could.
And he's still here. I'm gonna do it. Even though I don't like him, I love his speed. I love everything. His height is vertical. I just don't like overrated State University players, but I'm gonna take him anyways. Lorenzo Styles, you're a lion. At 213, I'm gonna go back to offense. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab my boy if he's here. There he is. The wrecking back. Chip Trayanum at 5'11" and 227 pounds.
Chip Trayanum. You know, can you break it down for the people that don't know who Chip is and what he can do?
Well, Chip was a 4-star recruit out of Glendale, Arizona, that went to the University of Arizona his freshman year. Due to an injury, he transfer portaled over to Ohio State. But because they had such a deep running back room, he went on to special teams and became a linebacker. He did that for 2 seasons. He did manage to get about 100 snaps at running back while he was there. Wow, Jack Strand went. You bastard. That means I'm not taking one. Oh, I know what I'll do. Where is he at? Wow, Jeff's gone. Oh. Well, let's see what Kendrick Law is. He's a tiny boy. I'm not. No. Cyrus Allen, 5'11", 180. Look at this. All these 5'11" guys are left. Ah, there we go. 6'3", 187. Explosive. He's kind of average all the way around. And he has long speed. So he's another deep ball threat. Somebody, just in case somebody gets injured. I'm going to take him. A-. I got an A for Monroe Freeling, an A+ for Gabe Jacobs, a B for Oscar Delp, an A- for wow. I got an A for Kendrick Law. Oh my goodness.
Kendrick Law?
On my last pick.
Let me dive in and look at that. He came out of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Same school as Tayshaun Prince. That's not bad.
Yep. 9.6 athletic score. Let's see what that 40 time was. A 4.45, 42-inch, 21 bench reps. He can block and a 10'8" broad jump. He's just average at speed, but he's great at everything else. And he was a good returner. Wow. I'll take it. I'll take an A in the 7th round pick and an A- grade overall.
I mean, he could be definitely needy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he could definitely be needy for like kick returns. I mean, if that's the route you want to go with when it comes to Kendrick Law.
Right. So let's take a look at our mock drafts we did. I'm gonna stop sharing. SJB is shorthand for a frickin' draft encyclopedia. I swear to goodness, Mayock and Kuiper have nothing on my mock daddy. Mad respect, SJB. You should be rubbing elbows with ESPN Plastico. Mock number 92 is an A-.
That is way
we did
cool.
91 was chicken nuggets and 92 was mine. So let's load these in. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and give you all my 26 through 50 prospects this year. Because I've already done 1 through 25. So here is Chicken Nuggets mock, so we can get into it. Gabe Akis at 30, Jennings Dunker at 43, Malik Muhammad at 50, Tyler Oneidem at 118, Tacario Davis 128, Jimmy Rolder at 157. Justin Jefferson, the linebacker out of Alabama, got him a B-. That was his best day 3 grade, in my opinion, in that 6th round pick. Then Bernhard, the Phenom. Lorenzo Styles Jr., Ohio State, and Jack Veiling, Michigan State. Solid draft. Okay.
Yeah. Quite
Nick,
impressive.
how do you feel about how the mock drafts went? As a Lions fan, would you be happy with either one or both?
Both. But there's one guy I really, really want.
So here is mine. Monroe Freeling, an A. Gabe Akis, an A+. Oscar Delp, a B. Tacario Davis, an A-. Caleb Alarms Orr, a B-. Lander Barton, a C-. Lorenzo Styles, a C-. Chip Trayanum, a C-. And Kendrick Law, an A. I've only gotten, and out of all these mocks that I've done, the 91 I've done myself, I've only gotten 2 A grades. And this being one of them. But the one thing Chicken Nugget can talk about that he was there and witnessed, and he thought I was cheating. He saw I had my phone off, and it was day 2 of the draft in 2022. And for both rounds combined, I got 8 picks wrong, guessing them before they were picked.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, it was just
Who is the one player you want there, Nick?
The Proctor dude.
Yeah, but he was gone. I didn't get a chance to get him.
I know. I meant in real life. I want him.
Oh yeah, in real life, yeah. Caden Proctor, I do want him.
and what's crazy is that Andrew Merklinger was the one that was telling all the picks that draft. Telling all the picks that draft, man.
And what was funny is I was saying him before that, before he even got him, he was like, "How are you doing this?"
It was so funny. That was the most funniest draft coverage ever. I swear to you.
Yeah, because the 2021 draft, when we did it by Facebook Messenger call, that was the funniest one, because Andrew lost it when the Bengals took Jamar Chase, even though I told them they were doing it.
Yeah, they were going to take wide receiver before they ever think about taking a tackle. It was just like dumbfounded of them to just be wide receiver first, not tackle. Now look at their offensive line. It's just ass.
Shamble.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Not the second year, because that's the year they went to the Super Bowl, but the year after that, when Lyle Collins was a free agent and they signed him, and he told Joe Burrow, "They will not touch you, sir," like the guy did, like the center did in Unnecessary Roughness to Scott Bakula.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, remember after he got hurt 5 weeks into the season, I said, Joe Burrow should sue him for false advertisement. So Caden Proctor is who you want. Do you want to do a mock draft, Nick?
Sure.
Okay. We're going to get the first ever Nick Burton mock draft. So that means we've done 91, 92, and 93 in one night. Okay, I made sure I hit that. I got to get it on ESPN because I want us all to draft from the same pool, the same board, because that's the only fair way to do it. Did it not give me? It did it again. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, it wasn't showing that the Lions were up there. let's see who's there before you go any further. It looks like Spencer Panu's the best, but Akeem Messador is there. Kenyon Sadiq, the best tight end in this draft, in my opinion. Dylan Thieneman, the best safety in this draft, and then the second best safety in Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I can't say it any better than that. So, do you want that, or do you want to look at the trades, Nick? What do you want here?
Look at the trades.
You want to look at the trades? Okay. Okay, so the first one is pick 26 and a third round pick, next year's second and next year's fifth for 17. In other words, we go back to 26.
Okay, I can't see the
I
thing.
like this trade. But I'm going to go to the next one and see what it is first. Yeah, I'm not trading that far back. Look what Green Bay's trying to do. Next year's second, next year's third. We have to give up next year's seventh that we got from David Montgomery to get 52, 84, and 120. I'm not going that far back. If I was to make a trade, I would take the Buffalo trade myself. What do you think, Chicken Nugget? Is that what you would suggest to him?
Yes. Depending on the offer. What's the offer?
Pick 26 in the first round, pick 91 in the third round, next year's second and fifth round from Buffalo.
Take it. Take it. Take it.
For
Green light
17.
it.
Yeah.
Green light
Okay.
it. Take it.
Done.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't see the thing showing up like it was from the other people.
Here's the great thing. Fanu's still here. And you don't take the trade, you take Spencer Fanu right now at number 26.
You take Phenom. Yep, you take Phenom.
But
yeah. Sorry, I don't see the screen popping up on my phone.
I know. I'm just that's why I'm telling you what's up. Okay, we're up to pick 50. We have one trade offer, and it's the Bears wanting us to trade 50 and 157 for 7 picks back at 57.
No, thank you.
And wait, let me finish. You're saying no thank you. We haven't even heard the offer.
Sorry.
Okay, 57, which is only 7 picks back in this round. 157, which is one of our fifth rounders. For pick 57 and pick 89 in the third round. But I see somebody we talked to at Edge in this draft before you make this decision. The 30th prospect overall, Cassius Howell. He's going to be a linebacker. I don't like it then. I don't know why we talked to him. It says he's an edge, but he's a linebacker. 6'2" and 250. He would never make it on the O-line. But then again, at 53 is the other one we talked to out of Clemson at 6'3", almost 6'4", and 263 pounds, TJ Parker. And then, of course,
I'll take TJ Parker.
You'll take TJ Parker? Okay. Done deal. Now we're on to pick 91. And if it was me, if he's here, there's one guy I'm taking. I go defense. I go safety. And he's not here. Jalen Kilgore already went off the board. Oh, woe is me. Grayson Halton. I don't know if you heard about this kid at the combine, but at 8.44 for a defensive tackle. He ran a 4.8 240. Now think about that. This guy's not quite 300 pounds and 3 inches shorter than the IPP player I told you about. And he ran 0.2 of a second slower in the 40.
I wouldn't pick him up.
Doesn't sound like a lot. You wouldn't pick him up? Or you would? Okay.
Wouldn't.
Deontay Lawson, the linebacker out of Alabama, 6'3" and 226 pounds. And if you don't like that, then we got quarterback. I don't like Will Lee. He's slow. Dalen Everett, I don't like reading that far. Zakee Wheatley, the safety out of Penn State. He's pretty good.
I'll pick him up.
203 pounds. Okay. He's a playmaker. All right, on we go to 118, and we're there.
Wait a minute.
It's
Take the
nice.
chicken tenders from Chicken Nugget. Come on, you can't do me like that. You can't.
Joe Burrow on the Steelers in any of the last 2 or 3 seasons make Pittsburgh the best team in the AFC. Oh, I don't doubt it. Ohio is the scum of the earth. Draft board isn't showing up right now. Oh, I forgot. I must not have hit share. That's why you're not seeing it. That's my bad.
Oh,
It didn't do it.
that's what I was asking
Yeah.
about. I was confused.
You were having technical
There we go.
difficulties on
Now
it.
do you see it? I had
Yep.
testicular difficulties, yes. Oh, look at the. You know what? I want to see something. Is he here? There he is. This is who you take. Logan Jones is at 118, Nick.
Yes, pick him up.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that. One trade offer. I don't like the trade. Now we can start looking. Oh, look. That guy we didn't take in the 3rd round, Grayson Halton, the defensive tackle, he's here at 128. That'll be an A grade automatically. It's either him or Tacario Davis of Washington, the cornerback, the 6'4" guy. Who would you rather have, the defensive tackle or the cornerback that's tall?
Since nobody's picked the defensive tackle, I'll pick him.
I don't blame you. All right. This is where we can have some fun. Chandler Rivers is still here. What? No, never mind. He's a midget. Trey Moore, edge out of Texas, 6'2", another guy. We could take the guy that's almost the same exact 40 time, almost the same exact height, the cornerback 2 out of the same school, and one of the best names in this draft, Ephesians Prysock. Or Jimmy
Yeah, I would
Bolger
pick
out of
him up.
Michigan. You would take
The
Prysock?
twice up guy. Mhm.
Okay. Now that we're at this point, this is where we can have fun. At 181, the last pick, this is where you take your flyers, like I said, anywhere between the late 5th. Do you want that Nigerian nightmare that I told you about?
Yes.
The 6'5", 306? Okay. You like how I nicknamed him? He's the Nigerian nightmare?
Mhm.
Now here's where so Jack Kelly out of BYU, who had a great relative athletic score at 6'2", 240 pounds. He's another one of those smart guys.
Before you keep,
He had
before
a
we continue,
15%. Mhm.
before we continue, JB, this just in: Orlando beat Charlotte.
This
Yeah,
was not a 3. This was the second play-in, right? So is this the 3-game series then?
it was the first play in, and Charlotte loses, so
Oh.
that would mean Orlando takes the 8th seed from them. Tonight, the
Okay.
Suns are playing against the Warriors right now.
I expect the Suns to win because the Warriors are ass this year, but that's another story.
For
So
real.
let's see what we pick. We've gotten a tackle, we've gotten an edge, we got Wheatley, we got Logan Jones, we got Grayson Halton, we got Ephesians Prysock, we got Bernhard. I think we need to go linebacker here. Do you like Jack Kelly, the one I just talked about, or would you rather take Kendall Daniels, the cheetah that I've told you about
The
so many
Daniels.
times? Okay. Now we only got 2 picks left. Do you want a tight end?
Yeah.
This is the guy I'd go for right here. John Michael Gillenborg. A 978 athletic score. He actually ran a 4.640 flat. 6'6", 250 pounds. Yes?
Yeah.
Now, do you want a running back or a quarterback?
Quarterback.
There he is, Jack Strand.
Yep.
6'5", 240.
Yep.
His QB rank out of division. Wait. Did you see that? His QB rank out of Division II is 5th overall. Average draft pick is 218, and we are picking at 222. That's not a bad pick.
Mm-mm.
There we go. So let's see what Nick gets for his first ever mock draft for a grade. He gets a B+.
Whoa.
Great job. Look at that. A+ for Spencer Fanu, B+ for TJ Parker, A for Zakee Whitley, a C- for Logan Jones, which I don't get it. He was ranked 99th. You took him at 118. A+ for Grayson Halton, a C+ for Ephesians Pricepot, and then you got 3 C-, which were UR Bernhard, Kendall Daniels, and Jack Strand. But you got a B- in the late 6th round when John Michael Gillenborg, the Wyoming. Good job, Nick.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. For your first mock, that was really good. So let's get Nick's mock in here so we can see it on the big board. And B+ for Nick. That's better than any grade I got in compulsory school while at Jackson. Nice. Price sock gives me PTSD because my mom found my sock that was stuffed under my mattress when I was in the 7th grade. But I am sure he is wonderful. Oh, that's funny. All right, so let's get this up here. So he made one trade. He went back to 26 and still got Fanu. Then he got TJ Parker. He got Zakee Wheatley, Logan Jones, Grayson Halton, Ephesians Pricelock, UR Bernhard, Kendall Daniels, John Michael Gillenborg, and Jack Strand. Plus, for trading away pick 17, he got next year's 2nd round and 5th round picks from Buffalo, which gives us 9 picks before compensatory picks. And they're saying that we may have up to 4 compensatory picks for the players that left us next year, which means we'd end up with 13 picks. Great job, Nick. That was a great trade. I was like, if you'd have took the other one, I'd have been upset with you. I didn't mind the Buffalo one because you stayed in the 1st round and you got the 3rd round plus the extra picks for next year. I did a mock and got a D-. I drafted only players that had a name that started with a B or an S, and it was a planned attack. It didn't work. You 3 are awesome. Great job, guys.
Hey, Nick, that was very impressive. That was an impressive draft. I like that.
Well, he's been here when I've talked about the draft profiles I've done because I highlighted a few for a few weeks, and I stuck towards those late round pick ones mostly. And the reason why is because we have so many in day 3. I mean, we've only got 2 picks in day 1 and day 2 combined. We have 7 picks now after the trade of David Montgomery in day 3. Will we move up or down? We don't know. Should we? Maybe. Should we not? Who cares? I'm going to trust in what Brad Holmes has been doing because even though everybody hated last year's draft, 100% Talik Williams should have started over DJ Reader.
I agree.
True.
The numbers speak for itself. When Reader and McNeil was in, teams averaged 4.3 yards per carry. When Williams was in the lineup, they only averaged 2.7. I thought Reader was a space eater, a guy that didn't allow the runs up the middle. People ran up the middle all day when he was on the field. If Nick didn't get at least a B after being with the Mocs with SJB since December, I would have been disappointed. Good on you for listening and learning, Nick, my brother.
Thank you, Michael Edwards.
And the reason why I go to a lot of RAS once you get to the day 3 picks is because you don't expect any of them to be starters, if that makes sense. And why not give them at least the athletic score where they have a chance to earn a starting role within their career as a young rookie? Look at Malcolm Rodriguez. We drafted him because he was a team captain and had a good RAS. It worked out. He started that year for us. Kirby Joseph. I kept hearing from everybody, who's this guy? I said, you're going to like him.
You know, Kirby Joseph was not on my radar at the point because at the time I didn't even know who Kirby Joseph was. I literally tweeted like, who the hell is Kirby Joseph? I tried to figure that out. Like, wait a minute, like who is Kirby? You know what I mean?
Who was the first one that said he was that ball hawk at Illinois?
You. And I didn't know who he was.
And you said
literally
ball hawk. I said, yeah, he was the one that intercepted. We had Cade McNamara starting in that game, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was Michigan versus Illinois at the time.
And we damn near lost because he intercepted McNamara 3 times.
Yeah, and we kept tabs on him. I like the fact that we did keep tabs on him, but at that time I just didn't know who he was. I did not. But as soon as he blossomed and played well with this team, I got to say, all right, now I know who Kirby Joseph is because the dude's a baller. He's a stud.
I went down for a minute.
Yeah, I saw that, but I wanted to say thank you, Nick, for joining us. We're about ready to sign out. Chicken Nugget, shout out your channel.
Hey, man, make sure you tune in with me at Chicken Nugget King 313 Sports Talk right here on YouTube, sitting at 375 subscribers. Also, check in with me at LionsNationUnite.com with, Herman and the whole, squad. We doing our thing over there as well. And also, make sure you go out there and follow me on Twitter at CNK313 Sports, Instagram, Chicken Nugget King 313. And, you know what it is, man. Just holler back at your boy. I'm always on here. One pride for life. Let's go.
So, in other Detroit sports news, before I get to you, Nick, Kevin McGonigal got an 8-year, $150 million guaranteed contract with the Detroit Tigers, which is proof they will pay their players that deserve it. I just think they didn't offer Tariq Skubal enough years. They kept saying, "Oh, it was only $200 million." But what they probably didn't tell you is that it was for 4 years.
That is considered a splash, Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah, and look at what he's doing. He looks like a veteran hitter on this team.
Oh, absolutely. Plays like a 10-year vet.
And he's a rookie.
That's what makes it even more crazy.
Well, like I said, if we stay in that 3rd place or lower in the division when it comes to the trade deadline, I think that puts Tariq Skubal on the trade block. That's just me. Because there's no sense in paying him if we're not going to be pushing into the playoff this season. If that makes sense.
It just wouldn't make any sense. Tariq Skubal's a good player and all, but if he's going to be traded by that time, then you got to get some picks. You got to get some picks and a player back. Yeah, some prospects back.
A player that can help you now,
Mm-hmm.
and it would probably be a right-handed power bat because McGonigal is starting to increase his power. He's had a lot of extra base hits.
And they just called up a kid that was one of their best third basemen, off the Mud Hens, and he's out of Taiwan, and he's definitely pretty damn impressive.
So it's time to see if the Lions have updated their draft cap yet. And so far, on Sport Track, they still do not have Ben Barch. They still do not have Teddy Bridgewater. They still do not have Chuck Clark or Avonte Maddox added into the cap. So we're still sitting at $24.5 million in cap space, which is 16th overall in the NFL. Considering we were at 26th in the NFL to start before we even made one move, before we cleared cap and everything else, I think we're in pretty good shape. And that pesky dead cap we keep talking about, do you know what that's sitting at this year, Chicken Nugget?
Where is it sitting at?
26,468,791.
Woo-wee.
Well, I'm gonna get off here.
Taylor
I'm getting
Decker
tired.
is most of it. Yep, you have a good night, Nick.
You
Have a
too.
great night, Nick.
You too. Bye.
Taylor Decker is 3% of that himself, 3.14%. David Montgomery is 1.6. DJ Reader, they voided it's his void year. It still counts for 1.25. Frank Ragnow, 3.6 million of it. Graham Glasgow, 2.875. Alex Anzalone, 1.2 million. And then it goes to a bunch of little bits of money that don't count. Nate Lynn, Gavin Holmes, Ian Kennelly, Mason Miller, Anthony Tyus the third, Zach Horton, Keith Cooper, Jacoby Keeney James, Jackson Meeks got released.
Mm.
That's something that wasn't. Tigers could be the Dodgers starting next season with the talent they have if they leverage the roster and play the game seriously. The guy I want to see get called up, and I wish they'd have did it instead of Wilson Perez, was Max Clark. I wanted to see him up here. Okay. Guy, and the only tool that right now Kevin McGonigal's a 4-tool developing into a 5-tool player because the only thing he's missing is the consistent power. He's got speed, he's got range, he's got defense, he's got consistent hitting. If he just increases the power numbers by 10%, he becomes a 5-tool player.
I think it's only a matter of time that he'll get his call up.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I just wish we did it now while Parker Meadows is on the IR because I think it would have been valuable to have Max Clark's heavy duty bat in the lineup and his speed being a center fielder.
Yeah, that was a scary sight, seeing him running a collision with Riley Green.
Riley. Yeah, I thought we were going to lose both of them.
Yeah, I thought the same too, but Riley Green took it like a champ, and he's still healthy. But
Hey,
Parker Meadows,
Parker really did. Parker did too. It just got scary when he was laying there on the ground for a minute.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that.
But he actually cut the inside of his cheek on his teeth when he hit Riley's face with his head.
Oh.
He has 22 stitches on the inside of his left cheek.
That's going to leave a mark.
That's almost wire your jaw shut so you don't accidentally rip them open while you're chewing.
Mm-hmm.
And sucking pudding through a straw like Tua will do with his next concussion when he gets it with Atlanta.
Damn.
Yeah, I went there.
Yeah, I know you did. You dropped the bombshell. With this draft, I'm very impressed with, both sides of the ball. Like we said earlier, we're very impressed with it. Offense, defense, it's good. But I wish they had a better draft class at QB. The QB draft class is awful this year.
Yeah, the best one is Fernando Mendoza. It goes hand down. If Dante Moore would have came out this draft, the QB class would have been marginally better. I think you'd see at least 3 QBs go in the first round. I think at most you see 2, and unfortunately the one don't deserve it, but he'll probably get it, and that's Ty Simpson.
Yeah, and Ty Simpson more than likely is going to land at a perfect spot. More than likely he will. He'll get some playing time.
I think he's going to be that second pick for Arizona this year, picking at 24 with their late pick. I think he's going there. I think that's where he'll end up. And I think that'll be a good spot for him because they already have a decent O-line. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's decent. And
Mhm.
he doesn't have to start right away with being a later first round pick because Jacoby Brissett is there, who did very well when Kyler was out.
And he's sitting out at like phase 1 or whatever, whatnot, and he's asking for starter money. Like, come on, dude. You're not even starter worthy. You know, Jacoby Brissett is just not a starter, dude. You're
Did you
asking
see that?
for. Go ahead.
To his next concussion, we'll leave him in an old folks home as he wears Jordan knee-length shorts, sitting in his wheelchair and watching Green Acres on Tubi along with Chicken Nugget and seeing Arnold the Pig's face for the first time.
You know,
Did it.
you know, Green Acres, like I said, I haven't even seen the show in a long like I would watch that when I was a kid, but I never
Gaga
watched it
Gabor
now.
and
So I
Ava
need to start
Gabor.
rewatching it again.
And the guy that played Barnaby Jones, if I remember right, was the
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah, but Jacoby Brissett is asking for starter money basically. And he's
He's
sitting
already
out
been
on
he's holding out to get starter money because he's going to be a starter this year.
Mhm.
And he may end up getting himself cut.
Yeah.
Because if they go quarterback, they might say, screw it, go home.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I think he deserves to be the starter there with the way he played last year. I think he's worth at least 20-25 million. Low end starter money.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that'll be fine for him, but I don't want him to be overpaid, you know.
No, I don't want him getting over 30 million. I think that would be an overpay.
Yeah. Easily a overpay.
Because he's been in the league a while. He hasn't really done anything until last year. And I think a lot of it had to do with Drew Petzing's offense.
And honestly, Charles Lee for the Hornets, I think dude should be a college coach. I don't think he was panned out to be a good NBA head coach at all. Honestly, like no disrespect, I just think that college would have been a better suited, thing for him in
You
that
see,
route.
did you see this one? Dang, chicken nugget. When you when you see Arnold the Pig, if you don't see Matt Patricia and Matt Millen on that mug, you aren't a true Lions fan. Seriously, let me know when you catch the wave of that hurt. MDE is on a roll. I love his comments. I think he's great. Great
You
job
know,
tonight, both of you. I know Nick's not here because he's having internet issues and he's getting tired with the thunderstorms that are rolling through Missouri tonight. I think you guys both did a commendable job with your draft picks. I personally would have stuck with Spencer Fanu myself instead of trading back at the time, but it wasn't a bad draft either way. You did fine. But as I always say, this has been the Lions Fan Cave Chat on April 17th, 2026, 6 days away from the draft, 5 days away from what, Chicken Nugget? NFL Roundtable Talks in Macapalooza 5.0.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's right around the corner, people. So stay tuned. It's
You
going to
are
be a
going to be
banger.
there for that Wednesday night 9:30 show, right?
Oh, I will. I definitely will. I'll be at the draft day party in Detroit around
The next
April
day.
23rd, the first day.
Right.
Yep, the first day of it.
Yeah, but April 22nd, be right here on the NFL Roundtable Talks, where we do the Macapalooza, where every guest on here gets to be the GM of their team. And we do one draft without trades and one draft with trades. And we might just keep going because one time, how didn't everybody just like say, hey, can I just do my own? And we let everybody do their own that one year. I think it was the 23 draft.
Yeah, I believe so. It was around the 23 draft.
Didn't we go 3.5 hours of drafting? It was like 1:30 in the morning before we were done.
Yeah, that was like all the way through.
Yeah.
That was.
Leonard even did 3 drafts that night.
Hey, yo, that was out of control. 3 hours. Yeah, I think we could go over abundance with this one.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. And we are out.
Turn it up, it's that time again. Jeremy B. Lines, he's your best friend. Every weekday, Evan, you know the vibe. He's shouting one ride with that rockin' drive. Rolling up the scene, light up that fire. Jeremy's in the booth, taking us higher. With a grin and a laugh, he's got the crowd in a blaze. Smoking out the haters in a rock star haze. The stories that inspire and riffs that will ignite. When one pride echoes, everything feels right. Jeremy B. live every day at 11. Yelling one B right like we're in rock heaven.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.